It's an honour to be the Member of Parliament for the Cities of London and Westminster, but my first year has certainly not been what you nor I expected it to be. COVID-19 pandemic has been very difficult for all of us, and we've all made huge sacrifices. But as I look back on my first 12 months, I want to share with you some of my achievements. I was proud to have secured an amendment in the Domestic Abuse Bill, which now ensures that children are considered victims, whether they are directly abused or not. I highlighted the need to amend the definition of domestic abuse to include children within households where such abuse is present, to recognise children as the victims of abuse, not just as witnesses. I joined forces with the Archangel charity to campaign to have the number of diseases that babies are tested for increased in a newborn baby screening campaign. The whole point about screening early is that it's knowledge for the family, but also for the health service. These children are going to present with these diseases eventually, but maybe 4, 5, 6 years hence, and by which time it's too late. We only test for 9 genetic conditions in this country. Do you agree with me, and will you support my campaign calling for a review of the newborn baby screening programme?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, she raises a very important point. I'm glad that starting this year, screening for babies with severe combined immunodeficiency will be evaluated for inclusion in screening.
I also tabled my first private members bill, seeking to have pedicabs licensed and properly regulated. It made the first reading, and I'm hoping early next year it will make its second reading and then into committee stage. It is desperately needed. It is essential that Transport for London is given the powers to regulate pedicabs, to make sure they're safe, that their fares are reasonable and consistent, and that rogue operators can no longer present a threat to residents and businesses in London. I worked alongside business representatives across the constituency to secure as much economic support for hospitality and retail and arts and culture sectors during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I am proud to have been part of the campaign that secured the £1.57 billion in the Cultural Recovery Grant, which is making a huge difference to grassroots arts venues in central London. How are you personally finding it with your venues at the moment?
We're in a perilous situation. We're an independent venue. We're unusual in that we're a charity without government funding. So we rely 100% on people coming through the doors and buying tickets.
I was able to ask the Prime Minister a couple of questions during PMQs, and particularly on more support for theatres. Does my right honourable friend share my aspiration to see these venues open as soon as it is safe to do so, ensuring that the show must go on?
Minister. Yes, Mr. Speaker, the show must go on.
We look forward now to 21. The vaccine programme is now upon us, and hopefully we will see more positive news next year, and we will be able to return to our pre-COVID normal way of life. I would like to thank you for your support during this year, and I look forward to serving you next year, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy 2021.